What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about how you spool your bait caster. Now it seems pretty straightforward, just tying line to the spool and then just reeling in until you have all the line. But actually there's a little bit more to it than that. The main tip I can give you when you're spooling your line on your bait caster is you want to make sure that that line is tight. And a lot of people will actually hold the spools on sticks and then hold it with their fingers, and a lot of time that works great. But as you start using bait casters and you start using a lot of different baits and lures and stuff, you'll notice that a lot of people start getting backlashes a lot more often when they do not spool their bait cast reels correctly. So today I'm actually going to show a little hack that you can use with everyday tools, whether you're out on the boat or you're just in your house and you're getting ready to respool all your reels. It's an easy little hack. It won't cost you anything. It's pretty much things that you can find in your everyday house. So stick around. I'm gonna show you all this hack. I'm gonna show you all how to spool a bait cast reel, and yeah, should be a nice little fishing video for y'all. So please enjoy. Alright, so the first step obviously is taking off the previous line of your bait cast reel. Alright, that's much better. Now that you got the line off the spool, the next step would be figuring out what kind of line that you want to put back onto the spool. In our particular case today, we're going to go ahead and put 12-pound monofilament back onto the reel. The old monofilament just got old, so we're just going to put back what we had on it originally. But this is the important part to figure out whether or not you're going to use monofilament or braid. As a tip, if you use braid, most people know, but if you don't, you always want to put tape on the spool, or you want to put a monofilament backline on the spool before you start applying the braid. And the reason is because braid will actually start cutting into the spool, and it will ruin a spool, whether it's a low quality reel or a high quality reel. It's usually pretty much all the same. All the fishermen use it, and they practice it. I know back when I was starting fishing, I would put braid on my spinning reels, and then I wouldn't understand why my spinning reels would be getting cut up. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. I could put a separate video on that if y'all would like. Just put that in the comment section below. But as of today, we're just gonna put monofilament back on the reel. So I'm going to show y'all what y'all need to go ahead and respool this reel. I'm going to show y'all the process that I do of respooling the reel, and we'll continue from there. Alright guys, so I got my line. Of course, this is just cheap Walmart line. It's what I use, it's what I've always used for monofilament, just because. But the first thing you're going to do, if you're going to take your end of the line, I'm actually going to set this spool on the ground for right now. And you're just going to go ahead and run it through the first eyelet of your rod. So, like so. That is not too challenging. And then you're going to run your line down to your actual reel. And then on the reel, you're going to run it through where the line comes out. From there, go ahead and pull you some slack so you got extra line to work with. And then you're going to tie just a standard overhead knot on the spool. So what I always do is I always run the line down the spool and get it wrapped around the spool, and then from that point I'm actually just going to run a simple overhand knot. Alright guys, now as you can see, I got that tied and I got that tightened down with my overhand knot. You don't need to make this knot super tight. If you ever get to the point to where your line's coming down to the spool, I mean, you're pretty much in trouble anyways as it is. So now I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to show y'all the little contraption that I use to keep the line tight. But basically guys, all we have to do at this point is once we get it hooked up to our little contraption or that rig I'm going to show you, all you have to do is just just spool the line on. You just have to reel down. Never fill the spool all the way up. You usually want to fill it up around 80-85% tops. I know a lot of bass fishermen that actually spool their reels up to about halfway, about 50%. especially when they're using jigs. You know, when they're pitching and flipping jigs a lot, they'll use a little bit heavier line, and they'll only spool it up about halfway, and it usually works really well for them. But anyways, I'm going to show y'all the contraption, and we're going to spool this line up, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright guys, so here we are. We got the reel, obviously. We got our line. And now the only thing that you're going to need is you'll need a pencil or a pen. You'll need a rubber band, and you'll actually need a tennis shoe. And that's it. Now this doesn't matter which tennis shoe usually. This tennis shoe particular works best for me. But so what you're gonna do is you already got the line spooled onto your reel. So you're gonna go ahead and put the pencil through the reel. And then once the pencil's through the reel, you're gonna actually set the spool. You're actually gonna set the spool of line down into the shoe, like so, until it looks like that. So it's kind of sitting down in there, and the pencil's on each side of the shoe. So then what you're going to do, without making sure that you don't go over the line itself, is you're going to take the rubber band, and on either side of the pencil, you're going to leave it tight like that. So basically what happens now is, as the line is reeled, you can see that the spool turns, but it remains really tight. So now all you have to do is just leave your shoe down, and you can start reeling. You can start reeling the spool. And you know, usually it helps to have a foot on the spool, but once you start reeling it down, you can see that the spool stays tight, and your line is going on very tight. So at this point, all you have to do is just spool your line up. Lastly, just to kind of show y'all, I don't know if y'all can hear this, but it sounds like a guitar string. That's how tight that this line is. Now it's not too tight to where it's hard to reel. As you can see, I'm holding on to the reel with 2 fingers, and I'm still able to spool line onto the reel. And as you can see, it's going to be on there very tight. Alright guys, I hope y'all enjoyed today's fishing tip, fishing hack to help you spool your bait caster. Hopefully I even taught y'all how to spool a bait cast reel. It's very important that you keep that line tight when you put on the bait caster. It will make your cast a lot better. It will prevent backlash from happening as much. But if you enjoyed these little kind of fishing quick tips, they're very nice videos to make. They're very informative, I think, for you guys. And if you enjoyed it, please rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber that comes to us is a really big help. So we enjoy that. And have a good day, guys.